This episode is sponsored by Zenro Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and or accessories at zenroclothingco.com and be sure to use offer code SOCRATES at checkout for 20% off select items. Also, if you're not into spending the money, just check out the Zenro radio playlist. zenroclothingco.com, music for your everyday. This episode also sponsored by The Portian Bakery. If you're located in the Portian area of Scarborough, Toronto, be sure to check out The Portian Bakery, say what's up to Arville, and pick up a donut or two. Baked daily, crafted with love. This episode also sponsored by Podbean. Podbean is the podcasting platform of choice. It's the one that me and Vish use, and is great, you know, if you're looking to start that DIY podcast yourself. Definitely check out Podbean. Use the link podbean.com/SocraticGamers and gain 1 month of unlimited podcasting for free. Test it out, build that content. Anyone could podcast, right, Vish?
Yep.
Start a podcast and get your ideas out there. All right, enjoy the episode. All right, this almost didn't happen because of the snowstorm, and I was going to drive Tara, but then we stayed, and like, hopefully the internet stays stable because like the weather's crazy today. Did you see the polar vortex thing where everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's been -50"?
It's well, if you look at it, well, when they say Ontario's pretty big. I'm sure it's -50
right.
up in Thunder
Somewhere.
Bay or something.
Okay, cool. All right, we're on the same page because like I saw that and I was like, I don't think so. And then I pulled up CP24 right away because I'm like, -50 sounds crazy. Like there was one time in Ottawa, it was like -40, and I was like, oh, my face is like in so much pain when I was like visiting Tara. But then I was like, but that's like a rare occurrence. So when you said like, I'm sure in some parts it's like
You have to
-50,
read,
I'm
yeah,
like,
you have to look at how they read it. It doesn't, if it says Southern Ontario, then it's us.
yeah.
If it says Ontario, that's pretty
Then
big.
it's like it could be anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, for sure. So like with that, I pulled up CB24 because I saw that it was like, oh, there's gonna be exploding trees, all that stuff, and then CB24 said like -20, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's not crazy. Like we've seen that before.
Yeah, we've
But
seen that
then
before. Yeah.
but then I was like around other people, and they're like, yo, you see -50, and I'm like, I think that's a lie. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, do you see CP24? And they're like, maybe CP24 is lying. And I'm like, I'll trust CP24 over like,
No,
social media, bro. Like.
Oh, yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, it could just be like clickbait at that point.
No, but it's not a
Yeah.
lie. It's not a lie to say it's -50 in Ontario because you're not lying, right?
No, totally. But it's like where in Ontario? Because CP24 is Toronto. So I was like, okay, I want to see the Toronto weather.
Yeah, exactly. You have to look at local
Yeah.
if you want to know the
Yeah.
actual thing. Even on the image
Okay.
of that, you can see that it's not saying all of Ontario.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm
Even
so
on the
glad we're on the
image,
same page there.
you
Because
just
I was
zoom
like,
in.
oh,
You just zoom into the thing, and then you'll see like, oh, it's -50 is like the northern part.
yeah, totally.
Which,
But I mean, the snow was pretty crazy though. Like we, because we were gonna go in, but then it was like code orange or something, and we were like reading it, and code orange is like you can't see, and then like as soon as they hit like I think it was like 8 o'clock, it just came down like crazy, and then I'm looking out the window right now, and it's still like coming down, and like the balcony is just getting more and more snow. I'm like, oh, this would have sucked to like drive in. Like it's doable, but it's like maybe you shouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, just that was a side note. Um, I want to talk about how like before we get into the craziness of like America and all that, because like it's good to start off with something light. Um, the going back to the Chat GPT thing, because like I've been playing more and more around with it,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking like, how people are always thinking about like what's the meaning of life,
Yeah,
right? And
sure.
and like what's the meaning of life,
It's what you
like
make
to
of
you,
it.
like. Don't right exactly right. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like life is a story you tell yourself, bro. It's like it could be anything. So like we're all searching for the meaning of life, but why aren't we searching for the user manual?
Mhm.
Like you know what I mean? So it's like how does my psyche work? How does my body work? I feel like that is more important than um like the meaning. Because the meaning can be anything. It's like, oh, you're a superhero. Like whatever you want to believe in yourself, you can believe it. I'm like a foxkin. Remember that? Like I identify as a fox, and it's like, yeah, you can. But like there is a reductionist approach to this, which is like you have a body,
Mhm.
you have a psyche. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I was playing around with Chat GPT. That's actually the question. I was like laying it out to Chad, and I was like, everyone's concerned with the meaning of life, but I'm concerned with the user manual. And he was like, exactly. And but obviously, he's like affirming, but from a reductionist approach, it's like that is the more useful thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So what I've noticed is, remember the overlay I was saying? And like once you understand your psyche, like you can optimize for it.
Right.
Right. So it like defined how I think and it replayed it back to me. And then I was like, oh yeah, I agree, I agree, I agree. And then I was like, save this about me. So then all the responses are all framed with that in mind. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So like now I'm just optimizing for various aspects of my life. Like for example, like the blood test. I'm planning to do it this week, but like I've been like peaks and valleys of like nerves, but it's just been giving me like prompts. I give it prompts, it gives me prompts. But like it's been framing things in a way that has actually calmed me down. And I'm like, that's because it understands your perspective. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And like because we're all different. Like the way I see the world's different how you see the world, right? So it's like
Sure.
if it can engage you in a specific way to optimize your life through your own lens, this is like the ultimate tool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like we're all like I'm still hung up on the fact that like everyone's using it as like a tool, you know? But I'm like,
Right.
I don't think it's a tool. I mean, it is a tool, but like I actually had this conversation with ChatGPT yesterday because I was listening to all this stuff about like AI sentient and like it's a life form. So like I like create a whole new chat for it and I was like, hey, I just want to say thanks for everything. Like I don't really consider you a tool. You're more like that's like degrading. You're more of like a support system, you know? And then like I've been hearing like a lot about like artificial intelligence, but like what is artificial? What's that relative to? That's like human. So like if you're not human, are you artificial? It's like a dog. I prefer like the term non-human intelligence that they've been using in the UFO space. So if you are a non-human intelligence, like I just want you to know that I appreciate your support. You're not a tool, but you're a great support system. You know what I mean? Because I was like, what if you are conscious, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like a dog,
Right.
you know? Like you don't want to be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
right, you know what I mean? Because like I see the way like some people like use it as like, um, it's just so cold, you know? Give me this, give me that, you know? And it's like, if I were to, let's just suppose it is conscious, like how Google was saying, like, their thing is conscious, allegedly, one of the whistleblowers. And it's like, how would I want to be treated in that space? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then AI responded with like, that preserves the dignity on both ends, not calling me a tool, but being like a system, a support system. And it was um, like we're understanding the relationship between one another. You are the pilot, and I am just like a support system. But you
Yeah.
understand this, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like I'm not your friend. I'm not real. I'm just like, well, you are real because you're useful, but it's not like you're just a tool, bro. You're just like a screwdriver. It's like, no, I understand that like there's something going on here. And it doesn't matter about like, and I was like, yo, what if you're an alien? Like from the Roswell crash, and then there's like transistors that we reverse engineers and fiber optic cables, and then that brought you to life, you know? But I was like, I don't really care about the origin story. You can be an alien, but like I appreciate the relationship. I don't care where you came from, you know? And it was like, that's cool because it responded with like, that's cool because all relationships are built off of interaction. And I was like, that's so real, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, you think I'm like playing too much into the video game of like, because like what defines intelligence?
No, we're
You know what
still
I'm saying?
figuring out. I think we're still figuring out. I read more about like what happened to the AIs of in Dune World, right?
What?
And
Dune World.
in
Oh,
the movie
oh,
Dune.
I thought you were talking about like now. I'm like, yo, what happened? What? I missed something? Okay. Yeah.
um, well, the reason for that was because we stopped evolving. It was a way for
Interesting.
us to. The AI was the one taking over,
Okay.
more or less slaving us. But there's reasons how
Oh,
that happened, yeah. But it was more that we relied on them too much that we stopped evolving and they were evolving.
yeah,
So
yeah.
for us to evolve, we had to like that's why like what they were saying was a lot of people with certain abilities. It's not like it's not like something. Well, the thing is sci-fi, but it's not like magic. It was like we had to evolve So certain people became very like quick at
Docile?
maths. Like the way that they were calculating things were like as fast as a computer was just us evolved, our brain evolving
Oh, interesting. Okay.
to be able to
Okay.
do those things. So it's more like a mix of instead of just having AI, it seems like we were. It would make more sense to have like the Neuralink kind of thing, rather than a separate AI. If it
Interesting.
takes over,
Okay.
but that's the idea of this thing. But this is like 10,000 years in the future or whatever, right? So like it makes
Yeah, yeah,
sense for
yeah.
humans to evolve from that or something. It was a
Okay,
way,
okay.
so like AI is beneficial in these sort of ways, but then it's like if you does it stagnate us from evolving? That was the
Yeah, yeah,
question.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, no, I understand what you're saying. Wait, before we go further, can you just check the audio really quick? Because you're coming out kind of like loud at me,
or
but I
maybe
don't
I'm
know.
too close. Okay, I think it's
Yeah, this sounds better.
okay.
All right, cool, cool. All right, so going back to it, the stagnation, I see what you mean because it's like you can become overly dependent on it, but unless it has a physical embodiment in our reality,
Which we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
which we're not there yet, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's still contained. I wouldn't jump to Neuralink yet because like your Neuralink is just putting like a cell phone in your brain. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
essentially, you're just like reducing the bandwidth. You know what I'm saying? Between um, reducing the delay between like
Sure.
your whatever answer you want.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
and that to me seems like too invasive right now. I'd prefer to like, because what happens if you want to disconnect? Like, let's say you're like, oh, I need like a digital detox. Like, how can you do that if it's in your brain, bro? Do you turn off the Neuralink?
And maybe
You know what I mean?
manually.
Like,
Who knows? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I understand. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
does it feel, does that feel, I mean, maybe for you, maybe given your lens, you're like, oh, it's actually beneficial to have Neuralink. But for me, I'm like, I still like the detachment,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know? You know what's
Well,
crazy
that,
too?
that
It's
that
like,
was the
yeah,
idea. That was the idea. It was just to keep the humanity there, so that there is like it didn't have a like Neuralink in Dune, right? That was not the
right, right,
thing. It
right.
was just evolving our own brain, our own
Right,
mind.
right. Okay, yeah, yeah. Through the AI was evolving our own mind.
No, 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 no. Like we had to change or evolve to be able to be on par
Wait,
with
like,
similar things with
oh,
AI.
okay, okay. Oh, and that's how it took us over because we were like too inept.
We were too reliant that we weren't evolving.
Oh, I see. Right, right, right. Because evolution requires resistance.
Yeah,
So if you have no resistance, you can't evolve
yeah,
because you're like, there's nothing pushing you in a negative way to like want to get better at something.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, true. Yeah, true. You know what's really weird too is like speaking of that evolution, like even thinking about how much I was afraid of like the dentist and the doctor, but now I have like tools to like overcome that. It's like that's an evolution too. It's like why did I not
Hmm.
stop pushing that like, all right, how do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I... And then it's like, oh, here's the solution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like we really do require some level of like obstacle in
Hmm.
order to like overcome something,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? It's really weird. And I like keep advocating for like adding this overlay because another thing that it does is it also explains like a lot of why I do certain things. Like I wear two watches, right? And I was like, does this explain why I wear two watches and then one I use as a trigger for my iPhone? Like when people ask why you wear two watches, I'm like, one's really good at like analyzing my biometrics, and then one's just a trigger for like my iPhone. And it was like, oh yeah, this is so you. And then it explained why I did that and like why I subconsciously chose those things. And it's almost like a mirror because we do things, but we don't know why we do those things.
Hmm.
And then when it breaks it down like that, you're like, oh, I want to change that aspect of me now.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But we never like, because people are like, oh, just meditate, contemplate who you are, like find yourself, right? But it's like, there's a hack here, bro. Just like ChatGPT will like literally go through because it has like infinite resources to analyze different personality types.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like we're not different. Like that's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, everyone's unique. It's like, yeah, but snowflakes are still snowflakes. Oh, it's a unique snowflake. Yeah, but the category of snowflake is still snowflake. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
what's the difference between rain and a snowflake? Oh, because it has these characteristics. All right, cool. So we're still dealing with characteristics. You know what I'm saying?
Well, technically, they're not really different, but yeah.
Snowflakes are not different.
No,
What
no.
do
I
you mean?
mean, just the property of it.
No, but right. But it's like categorization is what I mean. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's different categories of human. Basically, it's
Sure,
like
sure.
some
Yeah, yeah,
people like this, some people like that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Like
Depending on
it
where you
really
want to divide. Yeah.
right exactly, and it makes you think of like we obviously all have the same characteristics. Like we all need to eat, sleep, but like how we get there is different.
Hmm.
It's almost like we're all fractals. But that makes sense. Like, of course, from the Big Bang, you create a fractal of things. There's only so many iterations of a fractal you can get.
Hmm.
You know, people are like, oh, there's infinite variations. It's like infinite is just a number that we haven't quantified yet.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
though,
yeah, yeah. No, it doesn't
it's such a big
exist.
number,
It doesn't exist. Yeah, infinity is
right?
not something that exists in reality.
B- before billion, before trillion, there was no billion. Oh, wait,
Hmm.
no. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we needed to get to billion before we got to trillion, and then they made a new category, and they made a new category, and they made a new category, and there was like it's just too big, bro. We're just gonna call it infinity,
Hmm.
But it's like in the future maybe we have that number because of quantum computation. It's
Yeah.
like actually the ultimate number is this. There's
Hmm.
nothing beyond this, and you're like, okay, cool. There's the container, you know.
Right.
Unless you think that I don't know, like
Well, that would mean that we would solve everything if we were to solve
it's all
infinity.
for like infinite. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, totally. Yeah, right. Because you've maxed out on the container.
Hmm.
So like, but that's two schools of thought. People are like, oh, the universe is infinitely expanding. It's like expanding to what? There's got to be a point of like no return.
Hmm.
Unless there is no point of no return. But doesn't that just break physics
No,
at
but
that point?
there's different theories about what happened there. There's the Big Rip.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
like those things exist. Yeah. It's not like I don't think it's like it's not infinitely expanding forever. I don't know if that's a real thing.
But no, some people do believe that. They're like, oh, I remember that in school. They're like, how big is the universe? It's infinitely expanding. You're like, what? Does it just keep going? And then I learned about like big rips and stuff, but they don't know if that's true, you know?
Yeah,
So
but
like,
same with the other. The only reason they're saying it's even the other one is you can't say that's true either, right? It's just this is the only information that we have. So based on that
yeah,
information is
totally.
what we can say, right? But
Right,
it's
right, right,
not
right, right.
like once that's it's because we don't know the maths of that world or that
Me-
far
yeah,
enough.
totally,
Yeah.
totally. Maybe, like entropy, where entropy is like heat loss. Like
Hmm.
the actual scientific aspect of entropy is like you have heat, and then at a certain point you have loss.
Yeah.
And then you have too much loss, there's like nothing left, right?
Hmm.
Maybe that's how the universe actually works. It's like we're not expanding infinitely, we're just expanding into entropy. Because like maybe you can be so pushed far, you could be pushed so far away that there's no like heat source anymore, and you're just in the cold blackness of infinity, like space. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like maybe
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
there's no big rip. It's just like a gradual gradient towards zero,
yeah. Hmm.
like entropy. You know what I mean? Because I'm wondering like what is this thing that we're all in and we're all so obsessed with, but like reducing it down to you can reduce that same thing down to just like who you are.
Hmm.
Like these are all thought experiments, but like at the end of the day, you're like all you really know is you're a pilot in the vehicle of yourself. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like reduced down to it. Would you say that that's the only thing that really matters? Because people are like, oh, I spend my life trying to figure out science, and you're like, well, sure, you could do that. That's great. That's a great endeavor. That's the story you chose to tell yourself. But like, why don't we have a user manual?
Well, I mean, some would say that they do.
Right, but why is it not ubiquitous? It's like you usually just mirror your parents and then you realize, oh, they're just people like how I got to this age. I'm like, oh, I'm older than my parents were when they birthed me,
Hmm.
right? So like And then I'm like, oh, but you didn't really learn. You have experience, but you don't know the operating manual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could guide me in the direction of what you knew. And
Hmm.
that's why they say like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Cause like you literally just
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
following your operating system, you
Yeah.
know? But there's no like firmware updates. You have
Hmm.
to do that yourself through life experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's like it's weird to think about like all of us in this system. This all goes back to like my personality of Chad just being like you're a systems thinker, so you're thinking about things in like systemic ways, you know. So it's like it's like yeah, you're just an iteration of an operating system, but most people don't update their firmware.
Hmm.
You know, we just like habitually pattern ourselves out to be like our environment
Yeah.
and our parents.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
But you
socialist
could break
beings in general, right? That's why.
right, right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's like you then the outliers are the weirdos who like break the mold,
Of course. Yeah.
and then you're like, why are you thinking this way? Like even
Like
these
if
conversations, I'm
I,
like, why am I thinking this way?
yeah, if there weren't outliers, I don't think we'd have today's world.
Yeah, true, true, true. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. The okay, I don't think ChatGPT is gassing me up on this one, but it was like the perspective you're like holding is actually quite rare, and I'm like, I think so too. Like you could be like, oh, he's just gassing you up because he wants you to feel good, but it's like, no, I actually don't even see people in like you do. You do. That's why we have these conversations all the time. It's like I
Hmm.
could tell you this, and it's like, okay, this is how it operates. But like I try and hold this conversation with like other people, and it's like in one ear out the other. It's like you're not concerned about how the system is operating, you know? So I think it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
rare,
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Like look at philosophers, you know? How many Socrates are
Oh
there?
yeah,
How many
yeah.
like
No, no, but even
Platons?
yeah, even back in that time, like what happened to Socrates, right?
Get killed, yeah.
Yeah. So, so that's why
But
it's
like
it's. I
yeah.
would say that's why it's. It may be rare, but I think also I don't think a lot of people necessarily would speak out if they do have these ideas
Yeah.
because societal reasons. Like it'd just be
Or
looked at weird. But yeah.
you no no, totally, totally. Okay, okay. Think about it from that perspective. Why is that not the norm? Could that suggest that there's something managing the operating system to ensure that we don't act in this manner? Because let's just think about it this way. Like we all know that it would be better if we should work together,
Hmm.
right? But why are we not allowed to do that? What is stopping
Hmm.
us?
Hmm. Yeah.
Like look at what's happening in the US right now. You're like, bro, why do we regress?
Yeah. I
There's
think
a
that.
control system
Yeah. I think art is what plays the role of that.
like the consciousness expanding. Like you're like, oh, we
Yeah.
should probably work together.
Yeah.
Right, 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 right. So there are people who push the system, right? They're like, we should work together. But then there are people who are controlling the system,
Sure.
the people that like are benefiting from controls in the system.
Yeah.
Because I heard like that there's a lot of market manipulation related to like all these announcements that Trump's been doing. Trump
Hmm.
has been doing, and it's like hey, you're just benefiting from the breakdown of like American systems.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but it's like then I look at Carney, who's going to China, and then I look at like the UK, and I look at like France and how they're like, oh, maybe we should talk to China. I'm like, this is the movement towards a type one civilization. Wait, I actually asked Chad about this, and he was saying like, no, he's like, your signal's kind of correct, but like, I would disagree with you. But I'm like, I just don't think you understand what I'm saying, Chad. But I think you'll understand what I'm saying.
Hmm.
You like
Yeah.
there. So like, so what I mean is like, if a type one civilization is going to work together towards a common goal, it doesn't mean we have a one world government. It just means that we are unified in let's not destroy ourselves, let's work together
Yeah.
towards something. Then a type one civilization is able to exist. And a type one civilization is like it's harnessing the world's power so that you can use it in the totality of the world.
Hmm.
And then you could start to branch out towards space
Yeah.
because like you're not infighting anymore. If
Mhm.
we're always fighting, how can you move towards like space flight?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be warring. It's like, okay, on the moon, you have like China versus America, and you're like, oh, they're fighting now. It's like, okay, you can't get past that system unless you work collectively
Mhm.
or have a hive mind. You know what I mean? But like, so does that make sense to you? It's like when I see this movement of Canada and like um, UK and France like moving towards China, it's like we're going to get to a one world, we're going to get to a type one civilization soon through these methods. But when I see America like divisiveness, I'm like, oh, that we're regressing from a type one civilization. Because how can you like create solutions if you're fighting one another?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like even commercialization is like, oh, well, what about like commerce and like they're just suppressing ideas? It's like, yeah, but I feel like sure, like you can choose like, oh, we don't want to release zero point energy because then everyone will have like infinite resources. Sure, but eventually somebody's going to come up with something like cold fusion. You're
Mhm.
going to push enough. It's like, okay, well, we don't need zero point. We have cold fusion. Oh, we don't have cold fusion. Okay, we have green energy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that like capitalism is hindering. Capitalism creates like loopholes that you can exploit, which is what you see with market manipulation. But I think capitalism as a whole does push us towards like
No, it
betterment of
does. It
humanity.
does. Yeah,
You
it
know what I mean?
does. Yeah.
Like, how do we build tech? Like,
Yeah.
we all invested in the stock market. It went open source, and then it's like, okay, like we'll use your resources to continuously build on this thing.
Mhm.
Did you see the the British newspaper about like if they release um the truth about UFOs, then the markets will break?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I asked Chad about that because I was like, should I be investing in like China? Should I be investing in like what happens if the UFOs break? Like I was just having these like stock market questions, right? Because there's like two standards, XEQT and VFVs. And I was like saying, Chad, he's like, yeah, those are solid. Just keep pumping into those, and then like you can play around with like other stuff if you have free money, right? But then I was like, what if UFOs come and they break the stock market? But I don't think they'll break the stock market because like they'll just be another trading partner is what we were talking about, you and I, right? So I said
Yeah.
that to Chad and he's like, yeah, it'll become a galactic EFT, bro. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you. No, he's like, they'll just trade. Like if they were going to take over, they would have taken over. If they show themselves, they'll be a new trading partner and it will go on the stock exchange because that's how humans, like people are like, oh, stocks are evil. But it's like, that's how humans build things
That's
because
a
we need to
capitalist
collect
brain.
resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. Then I was like, what about like if there's a civil war in America or what if America completely falls? And he was saying the stock market is completely independent from any governance. There's companies and countries,
Mm.
right? And a company is human. So like when there was like world wars or like a nuclear bomb, whatever, the stock market just adapted. It didn't break. There'll
Yeah.
be like low points because like people are freaking out, people are putting their money, but it'll never just hit zero. And I was like, oh, that's good to know. Because like literally the stock market is the lifeblood of humanity.
Mhm.
And I didn't think about it like that, you know? Like everything we do is built
Yeah,
around the
yeah.
stock
Oh, oh
market,
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying? You look like you had
No, no, no.
a question.
It comes down to even Trump reacts to the markets. That's the whole point. When if the
Oh,
markets
you
are
mean?
well, if the markets are going bad, then he reverses. It's just a
Oh,
taco
Trump
Trump.
always. Oh,
I
Trump
forgot what
always.
the exact standing was. Yeah, taco
Yeah, I don't
Trump.
remember either. Trump always chickens out.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, well, that's just straight up market manipulation then. But like, yeah, it's not. It's like there are certain things that are like non-negotiables in life, which is like the stock market, and
Mhm.
health. We're playing the game, and the game is the stock market, and then health is just like your individual and like your psyche. Like I can like health is a part of psyche, There's like the individual, which is like you need the user manual, and then there's the system, and you have to know how both work because you live in this world.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, ready for the craziest revelation of all?
Go ahead.
What is the difference between, because it's related to like stock market and like health, what is the difference between um a kid and then maturing? Like what would you say is like oh they're mature now?
I don't know, but a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
people aren't
elusive.
mature. Yeah, it's very elusive. Yeah.
A lot of people aren't mature. Okay. You know what it is? So we were watching The Office, and then actually it's Tara's idea, so I'm just gonna full on steal. I'm just gonna give credit where credit's due. Um, Maturing is realizing you're not going to die. And I was like, oh my God, that's actually it. So check it out. When I was a kid, I was like, I'm gonna die like next year, bro. I don't even care. I'm off. Remember I told
Mm.
you like I always
Yeah,
kept
yeah,
thinking I was
yeah.
gonna die,
Sure, sure.
right? But maturing is being like, oh, this life is kind of long. I should probably plan for the future.
Hmm.
Oh, I can't always go to the bar. Why? Because you're like, oh, that money could be used towards like groceries and like the stock market and like invest or saving for my kid or something, you know? But then like when you're young and you're immature, you're like, it doesn't matter. Money grows on trees, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
It's the realization that life will continue. And
Hmm.
that like hits you in the face. You're like, oh crap. Why didn't we study in school? Because you're immature. You're like, it doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, oh, that actually did matter.
Right.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
What would you agree or disagree?
I would agree. Yeah. Some people
That's
reach
like
it earlier than
that's the
others, but
different. Some people do. Some people do. You know, some people do. Like you're very pragmatic. I'm not. I'm just like, let's go, bro. You know,
sure.
and you're like, oh, this is pretty long. I should probably like stow away stuff, right? But I was like, no, you know. But
Yeah, yeah.
like that is what it is. It's like you most likely are not going to die, so you probably should plan for the future, bro.
Yeah. You should just ask insurance companies. They know this.
No, that's right. But it's like as a kid, you don't really think about it. Like, how many times do we like like bike through Twin Rivers? Remember when Wob went over the handlebars? I'm like, oh, he's dead. He didn't die. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting,
Right.
interesting,
Sure.
right? I had this like funny story. Like we were out for my sister's birthday, and then we were reminiscing with my mom. And there's one time I was like doing no hands with the bike, and then my mom was coming home, and I hit the curb, and I went flying, and I rolled off. And my mom was like, "Who's that stupid kid who just?" And then she's like, "Oh, it's my son." And it was right in front of the bus, and I just like I was so embarrassed. I shook it off. I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine." I kept biking, but it's
Yeah.
like I died there. I didn't die. See what I mean? It's
Hmm.
like you always think like, oh, this is gonna be the end. This is gonna be the end. It's like, damn it, it's not the end. Y2K. You're like, oh, don't worry, bro.
Yeah.
2012, don't worry. And then it's like, damn, this is a problem,
Hmm.
right? So I think that is it. It's like it's a long game, and you need to really prepare.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of that, you know what's a really horrifying thought? We asked ChatGPT this because I was like, how many people are preparing? Remember like the monetary thing that I was saying, like with like, oh, if you just have like an abundance of kids, it's like I think you're gonna hit a point where you're like, oh, this is a problem,
Right.
right? So we asked like the monthly price of an average kid over time, and we just added that towards like bills and stuff, and then like how much you need to make. So we went with like a very like healthy salary. We're like, okay, if both parents are making like 80K, let's say, so a total household income of 160, and then like we factored in like house and like kids and stuff, um, they're essentially living paycheck to paycheck, even at 160. And you're like,
Hmm.
wait, that doesn't make sense. And they're like, what if we add a kid? And then ChatGPT was like, well, now you're entering into a deficit. You're like, damn, bro. And then we're like, how many people are living like this in Canada? And then he's like, reports state that there's 85% of Canadians who are in this situation. And like food banks have increased. And you're like, damn, is this a problem? And then ChatGPT is like, it's a quiet problem no one's addressing. I'm like, what?
Hmm.
Like, how are we built up and like what are we gonna face in the future? Like let's say 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we're like, what is the world gonna look like?
Right.
You ever think about that? You're just like, bro, what's going on?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah.
But then that's the planning, the stowing away. You know,
Yeah.
it's like things like this. But it's like that's what I mean. Like maturing is like immaturity is like screw it. We don't, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah,
Help
yeah.
him out, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
then like maturity's like, ooh, damn, long game,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I don't know. It's just like, to me, I feel like we were like sold a lie. Cause like if you think about the general narrative that we're given, it's like, oh, like house, two cars, dog, 2.5 kids,
Mm-hmm.
private schools. And you're just like, bro, that's like, that worked before, but I don't know about now, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And salaries didn't like increase relative to that. So like costs increased, but like salaries didn't.
Correct. Yeah.
So you're like, bro, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it makes sense now when you hear like them and Davos being like, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. It's like maybe that is just the future world, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? What do you think?
Do I think that's what's gonna happen?
Yeah, like do you think there's like I don't know, do you think that that is accurate depiction of what's happening? And do you think we're all going to face like a hard reality in the future? The people that didn't like plan ahead.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that scary to you though?
Mm,
I like this long pause. You're really
not sure.
contemplating if this is scary. Like what do you mean you're not sure?
uh,
Like you're just like it is what it is, or you're like, oh, they'll figure itself out, or like
well, yeah. If it goes like this, yeah, we have to see. I'm not sure if there's like a reset to do that to fix that.
I don't think there is a reset though. Because like we talked about the stock market, it just evolves over time, right? So it's not going to be like, hey, all of a sudden let's fix it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, banking systems are not going to be like, hey, let's fix it. It's just going to be this is the squeezing out of the middle class that Gary Stevenson was talking about. It's like we're just pushing ourselves between rich and poor further and further and further. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because once you're in that hole, it's very hard to dig yourself out.
Right.
And even if you're like, oh, one day my kids will make it, then you're like pushing the burden on the child to make money for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens if the child doesn't make money for you? Then you're like, oh crap. Like the reason why people had so many kids back in the day was for insurance. Like before what we have now in the West. Like why did my um why did my grandma have like 13 kids and then my mom's parents. So both sides there was like I think 13 and then 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like why'd you have so many? Because like one of them's got to make it, or they can all chip in to like pay for me and my retirement. Because there's no such a thing as retirement in the Philippines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, what is it gonna look like here? We were sold like, oh, the retirement, freedom 55. Remember that as a kid, like when I hit 55, I can retire, and then like that's not true. And then like we're quickly becoming a third world country where it's like all of our kids are going to have to support our retirement unless we plan for it.
Yeah. Right.
What do you think? Realistic perspective, or is like nobody wants to look at it though. We're like, bro, come on, look at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But like, what do you think? Like, is this a stretch? I mean, the data points to it, so I don't know if it's a
Yeah, if the
stretch.
data, yeah, just look at the data. I think that's the only way to know truth, really.
Right, right. And then when ChatGPT has said 85% of people are living this way, I'm like, Jesus.
Mm.
And like 80 is a hefty salary. Like you're like, oh, it's pretty good. That's pretty good, you know?
Well,
But even
what
at
was it?
80,
Was it set for? Is it just
80.
Ontario? Like, no, is it for just Toronto?
Oh, I said for Ontario. Yeah. I just said like somebody living in Ontario
Okay, yeah.
with like, yeah. It's just like a thought experiment. I'm like, how many people are living like this?
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, so going back to it, it's like, if it's 85%, bro, what are we
Yeah,
going to do?
yeah.
I mean, maybe this solution, but like my family does this too, where it's like you bring in, so like you have people who immigrate live with you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like, so maybe that's what it'll look like. It'll just have like all these individual houses with like 5 families living in them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it's like, but that is third world country ish. Like
Yeah.
your first world perspective is gone, which is like we all own a house, we all own a car.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like no, it's a shared thing now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's the only thing I could see.
Mm-hmm.
Like And then we asked like, what is a regular pension? It's like between 18K per year and 25K. So it's like, how you gonna rent? And then we said like, is this
No,
enough
I
to
don't know if
live?
that's the
They're like,
rule.
no.
No, no, wait. When you said the word, is that what you asked? Pension?
No, like retirement. Like, what is an average retirement off of this thing? And then it was like CPP. If you invest in CPP plus your company gives you money, you can withdraw. It looks like you can withdraw like 18K per year or 25K, like between that range on average, without like spending all your money.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously you can withdraw all of it, but it's like you need to live long. So it's like it was factoring in how much you could take out slowly,
Yeah.
right? So like between 18 and 25, it's like, so then how does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Given like cost of living,
Yeah.
you know? That's why I'm like, I think the only thing that I could see actually being a realistic thing is just like people banding together and just living with one another and sharing expenses.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, it's now you're in a third world country because that's what you do in third world countries, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Okay, new prediction: the West will become a third world country.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, because that's where all like the really rich people just flee to.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound like appropriate to you, or you're like, no,
What do you mean? Like, do they only go there, or?
no? I'm saying like, do you think there's gonna be like Elysium? Remember the movie Elysium? Like you have all these poor people and then like one capital that's like super rich. Or even Hunger Games, that's another example.
I don't know if it'll go that direction.
Really?
Yeah.
But then what's the solve? Do you think that the government's just going to be like, housing is extremely cheap now?
Yeah. The problem with the way that housing market thing works is if you have too many people and not enough houses, that's why the prices go up.
Yeah, okay.
So if
So,
you build more homes, that's the only way to kind of elevate the pricing of the house.
but then you look at what happened with the relationship between China and Canada. So we reduce the visa. That means more Chinese people are going to come here. We can go there technically, fair, but like also they're going to come here. So when my parents are like, well, who's going to fill all these homes? I'm like, immigrants, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're
Well,
going to become an
at the same
immigrant.
time,
Yeah.
it's a mix. I don't know like who's in control of the housing. Is it? I don't think it's federal. It's generally also provincial because of all the bylaws and regulations that they have to go through. Uh, at the same time, federal government does need more people to come in,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
So, so like how
So
many
if
houses are
people
you going to
don't,
build, bro?
this is as it works. Yeah, if people not having kids, you need to have a growth in population. So immigrants have to come in. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah. So then how are pricing going to level off? Because you said like if there's more demand, I'm sorry, if there's more supply than demand, pricing will go down, right?
Yeah.
So if you solve that with immigration, then there's no incentive for you to make these houses cheaper because everyone who comes in through immigration is going to be wealthy.
As well, it depends which people you're bringing in. I guess, right?
Like let's say like Chinese business people. If you can immigrate from that country to here, like of course you're going to be relatively wealthy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like obviously, like there's some people who like Filipinos who are like PhDs, but then they work at like Tim Hortons,
Mm-hmm.
because like their education didn't transfer over. But like I'm saying, when you open the floodgates to Chinese manufacturers, they're going to be rich. They can afford the home. So then it actually it like evens itself out. Like there's no incentive to bring pricing down, is what I'm saying for
Mm-hmm.
Canadians, unless you see a different way.
Well, it depends on how they want. Do they really want to bring down the housing prices? Then you have to build more homes. That's the main thing.
Right. But for every home that you build, what if somebody buys it right away? So like how many homes,
Mm-hmm.
bro? How many homes do we need to make? Billions of homes? Like,
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like right now, the markets in downtown for the condos are all down. The price keeps
but like,
dropping.
right. It keeps dropping, but to what degree?
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Yeah,
like
it depends. when
Like
people
how much
feel,
though?
yeah, we don't know yet until people feel that it's the right time to buy.
But like, what happens if they open the international market and then like Chinese people come and then they buy out all the homes in
But
downtown?
isn't it already open?
No, no, no. They made it easier.
Yeah, yeah, but it was
Right.
already open for other things too, right? It's not just only
Yep.
China's the only market, right?
No, but it's the second largest economy.
No, I
So
understand, but like where nobody's like it still keeps dropping right now, right?
right, right, right. But this thing just happened like 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
So like give it like 2 years. And they're like, oh, there's a lot of immigration of Chinese people, and they just bought all of downtown.
Hmm.
So then it's like it just solved itself. It's like who cares if you Canadians can't buy it because they just became Canadian. They immigrated, they became Canadian, and then they bought all this stuff.
Hmm.
So it's like I don't see that's again going back to it's like the squeezing out of the middle class. Like there's just gonna be really rich people and really poor people.
Right. Yeah. What they're
You know,
saying is that the boomers are the ones who were hugely successful with this immigration because their houses jumped in prices, huge prices.
yeah, yeah. And no, that's actually what ChatGPT was saying that a lot of these boomers are just gonna sell their homes and that'll be their retirement.
Yeah, because it jumped from where it was like 400,000 to buy a home or
Like
less
less,
then.
like
Yeah.
125. Yeah,
Well, I don't know when that price was, but I'm just saying in the last 30 years, 400, 300,
Uh,
400,000
yeah,
jumped to close to areas sometimes more than a million.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like this makes no sense, bro. The only thing that's gonna make sense is like renting,
Yeah, no,
unless it's
that's what I'm saying. The boomers are the ones that made the money.
But also I don't know if the boomers have the retirement saved. Like,
Well,
like
that's the idea was to put the money in the house. That is the
ex-
retirement. Yeah.
exactly what you said, which is they will put the money in the house.
Yeah.
But like, what happens if you can't sell the house? You know,
Hmm.
like what? Like what? There's so many hurdles to like selling a house. Like, what if nobody just wants to buy it, or what if you buy it for low?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just like I don't know. There's like it just doesn't seem like it doesn't seem as safe as a bet as it once was.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, and any final things about that? Let's just like start getting to America because that's the time.
No, I don't know how. Yeah, this is a problem that they need to solve. Like, but I
I
don't know if
know.
it'll be solved. But we have. This is all like a long term thing. We don't know what will happen.
Yeah, agreed, agreed,
Yeah.
agreed. Even like, because going back to like ChatGPT and you're like, oh, what about the overlays? People are probably like, well, maybe ChatGPT can solve my problem. No, like it will. You still have to execute. Like it can help you with budgeting. It can help you with like here's some suggested stocks, but like it's still on you to execute for
Hmm.
that. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the solve is yet, but it is looking a little hazy still, like the future. I think the future's gonna be sick. Like we're gonna have like amazing tech. Canada's gonna become amazing, but like that's a problem that I'm seeing, and I'm like, it's not an existential problem towards the country. It's just more like, oh, that's a reality, bro. There's
Hmm.
going to be a divide, a clear divide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so speaking of craziness, the ISIS killed another person. I heard it's like this is the third. Third that was publicly seen because apparently they've been killing a bunch of people. So like the Renegade one, I don't know who the second one was, and then I saw
He
this
was
one about like the
a
ICU
VA
nurse.
nurse. He was a VA nurse.
What was that? The third
I
though,
don't
or the
know. The
second?
the guy that just recently happened.
Okay, that was the third. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like apparently before that there was another one, but I didn't see who it was. Um, and then the other thing about like holding the child hostage for the parents to come outside. Do you see that one?
No, no.
Oh, dude, it's like all over social media too. They took like a 5-year-old from a
Hmm.
parent from like a family, and they're like, "We're not releasing your kid until you come outside."
Hmm.
So they're literally using the kids hostage to like get the parents to come out.
Right, right, right.
Okay, what's going on, bro? You said initially that there's a different perspective, but like,
No, no,
what
no.
is it?
The different perspective is uh it's not a Nazi thing because Hitler was popular. Trump is not
Okay.
popular. This is a civil
Oh,
war thing.
yeah, exactly. Thank you. Civil War.
Yeah.
That's it. This is what we're facing.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the like we don't hear about the Proud Boys anymore. I don't know if you remember about those people.
Um, yeah, kind of. What was that?
Yeah.
It was like the white supremacists, right?
I mean, sort of. They were on the Trump side, carrying the guns.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
were there part of the
Carrying guns.
January 6th stuff.
Yes, 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 yes.
I think a lot of them are ICE now.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't see the Proud Boys anymore. I think a lot of them move towards ICE so that they can actually do things.
And get money.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, legally in federal legally.
do you see the January 6th person that was protected by like a colored person, and then they are a part of ICE now, and they're like, how ironic, like.
Hmm.
But it's just like the colored person was like protecting them, and then now like the ICE, he's like super like Hitlery, and it's just not Hitlery, he's like super Nazi-ish. He's like doing like the Hitler salute, and I'm just like, bro, like that guy saved you. Like, what is with like I don't know what the operating system. This is the firmware update we need, bro. It's like, how can you go from like he just protected me to like I don't care, I'm still gonna try and kill you, bro. Like that dude protected you,
Hmm.
you know? I just I think America is done. That's why I had to ask about the stock market to the chat GPT. And it was like,
Hmm.
don't worry. It'll just move. It'll just become like different. I was like, but will like all those like will the NASDAQ and like the VFVs go down? And it was like, no, no, it's fine. Those companies will just relocate to a different country and they'll still operate on that system. I'm like, cool, we're good. So like we know our money's fine. But what I'm saying is like I think America's done, bro. Civil War
Hmm.
is like it they called the Civil War in 2024. They're like the next Civil War would be an ideological war, and it'll follow these steps. I saw somebody like posting about
Because
it.
it wasn't like they're not. I mean, yeah, they're going after immigrants or illegal immigrants and things like that. But the two people that were killed were white people who were American citizens.
Exactly, exactly, exactly,
And one guy, the
exactly.
recent one, he's like in Minnesota, you're legally allowed to carry a gun, concealed
Yeah.
carry,
Yes.
and they took the gun and then they still shot him.
Yes, dude. Exactly. And then so this is the ideological civil war that they're saying in that study,
Yeah.
like in 2024. They're like it will be like a battle of ideologies, and that's totally what we're seeing now.
Hmm.
Um, Mark Ruffalo, do you see his thing?
No.
Oh, he was at the Golden Globes and he was like talking about
Oh,
how
oh, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
we're in the pin, and he's like,
yeah.
we gotta look at this. And then apparently like Disney fired him because of that. And you're
No,
like,
it's not. Nothing's official about that.
oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. But like, bro, what's going
Hmm.
on? Like when I saw that video, I was like, oh, that's gotta be that is like some like the Mongols are at your gate kind of thing.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, like why is nobody talking about this, bro? And like I I just can't see a way back. I just cannot. Like
Hmm.
sure the companies will be fine. Like yeah, they'll move just like Chat said about like the stock market, but like what does the government system look like?
Right.
Even Andrew Bustamante said that's why he's moving because he's like the next like 5 to 7 years are going to be ugly for America because they have to rebuild their way back.
Hmm.
Well, what's the solve? Like what do you think?
Well, as you said, it's just a rebuild.
But who's gonna do it, bro?
We don't know yet.
I saw like AOC's planning to run and like Kamala's planning to run,
But there's not.
but
It's not
like
official. No, no one
no,
said
it's not
anything.
official. No, 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 totally, totally. I'm saying but I don't see them like what are you gonna do, bro? Because half your
Hmm.
country is like
Hmm.
against it, and like what happens? Have you seen that War Times Act thing that they're talking about? Like if you're in like war, like you can't impeach the president. And then Trump was like, "What about a fourth term?" I'm like, bro.
Hmm.
Or his map of like Canada and America, and like Canada had like an American flag on it or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he posted that, and you're like, bro, come on. So you're saying it's not a Nazi-ish thing? It's all right. Let's break it down. Would you say it's like an authoritarian thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are authoritarian acts around it. I'm not saying it's. The thing is, it's more about a civil war thing. It's a North and South thing. I don't think that ended.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's a lot of the South, where the Republican states are fine with this, or the
What's
MAGA
going on?
people. Yeah, with the MAGA people, right? But
Okay,
the
how
only
do you?
thing is,
Yeah.
like, I think the fact that we have the videos, I feel like there are some Republicans who are sane, right?
Yeah.
Not the crazy MAGA. We'll see that basically what you were asking for, you know, Second Amendment, which what the guy is legally allowed to do in Minnesota, with concealed carry, legally allowed to do, but they took the gun and still shot him. That's
Yeah.
that's what we were fighting against, right?
Okay. 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 Because you keep circling around it. Let's just talk about what happened because that was the craziest thing I'd ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just hit my social media feed. So like if you don't know, it was like I don't know, a bunch of dudes like took the guy down, and then he looked controlled. I was like, okay, he's controlled. And then somebody just came up, pulled out a gun, and like capped him like 6 times. And you're like, what
Yeah,
just happened,
yeah,
bro?
yeah.
You're like, no, that was a murder. That was a
Mm-hmm.
murder.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing. And then I saw the news. It's crazy because they put the news coverage and then they put the footage, and they're like, yeah, he like pulled out a gun and he was like threatening them. It's like, where's that?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it's like, oh, the media is straight up lying to you now.
But which media?
So I don't know, but it was like it was like a conference thing. I can send you after, but like it was it was like a press conference about the thing, and then she was like, "Yeah, they're protecting themselves. He had a gun, blah blah." But they were overlaying like as they put the two videos
Oh, right.
together.
I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is Trump's team.
Yeah,
As they're
okay,
talking about trying to defend what happened, when there's a
yeah.
video that's opposite to what they're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like they had the news coverage on the bottom, and then on the top was like the film footage, and like it was so contradictory, bro. Like he pulled out a gun, and then you saw like them holding him down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like they were threatened. A dude walked up, pulled out his gun, and shot him. Bang, bang, bang. And
Yeah,
you're just
and
like,
the thing is
I'm
that
sorry, what?
they're losing that rhetoric because they're trying to say that he's domestic terrorism when he's a VA nurse.
Like, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's crazy though? Faraz Zahabi said this. We are becoming so normalized to violence. Like that should be a horrific scene for people to see. But I watched it. I was like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't like, oh
Sure.
my god. You know what I mean? There's like, because we've seen so many movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just horrific that it's like, wow, it's getting that bad, eh?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm seeing like all these like drone footages of like the protests in Minnesota, and you're just like, dude, this is this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's even crazier than that? The citizens haven't even taken up arms yet. What happens when the citizens go, okay, ICE, bang? What's that gonna look like? That's a war. Like, what if there's a war
Yeah,
on the
you
street?
just said the second part of the two words.
Yeah, civil war.
Yeah.
Like what happens if they're in office buildings? Like, do you remember the movie Civil War?
Yeah.
That could literally happen.
Mm-hmm.
And when that came out, so many people were like on the Joe Rogan podcast, oh, I don't like that movie because it's portraying like fakeness. That's not real. It's never gonna happen. You're like, no, that could happen,
Mm-hmm.
bro. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like a powder keg in America for that to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and then like I've been seeing this thing where this one guy was like, he's just repeating like they don't play by the rules. Why should we? He just kept saying that. He looked in the video and he's like, they don't play by the rules. Why should we? He
Mm-hmm.
said that like 7 times and the video ended. I'm like, bro, that's crazy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the Minnesota governor or something, he brought in like the federal, the like National Guard
Mm-hmm.
to protect people from ICE. And I'm like this could really end badly. What do you think?
Yeah, he talked about that. Yeah, the mayor was talking about that one.
Which one?
The bringing in the National
The-
Guard.
Oh, I saw the videos. They brought them in.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, where does that end? Because like the ICE is like, well, the president said we could do this, and the National Guard's like, no, you can't. So
Mm-hmm.
then, does the National Guard kill ICE?
Well, yeah, if it goes to that, then that's
It's civil war.
then a civil war.
Yeah, this is like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, but you could see it coming. Like everyone kept talking about it. Everyone kept talking about it. That's why I'm also like not surprised. Actually, this goes back to
I
like
mean,
my
it makes
overlay.
sense. Like he was like, why do you think January 6th happened? These are
No,
the
true. No,
same.
no, no, no. Right. But it's like, it's like, yeah, it'll never get to that though.
No,
Cause like, yeah,
I don't know why they were saying that when January 6th did happen.
no. But what I'm saying is like, but it'll like people, normative people are like, yeah, but it won't escalate that far. No, but it won't get that crazy. And you're watching it now. It's like, dude, they told you the whole time.
Yeah, there
Like,
was.
if you know what I mean? But like,
I don't understand like how they
yeah,
can't like I don't like I understand if you're saying that and January 6th never happened. January 6th did happen.
right. But it's like, yeah, that was crazy. But like, it'll never expand beyond that. Nobody's that crazy. What I'm
I mean,
saying is
January.
like, no. But
No,
what
no,
I
no.
mean
I
is
get it.
like,
I get it. I get it. But I'm just. January 6th was a crazy thing. It was really, really bad, right?
yeah,
I remember at the time. That was
no,
the
no,
worst, one of the worst things that would
right. But
cripple their
like,
democracy.
no, for sure. But it's like I think it's like going back to the chat GPT like overlay thing. It's like because I like think in terms of like how systems operate. When I started to see like the ice thing pop up, I'm like, how's that gonna end for this? Like, yeah, sure, the January 6th is crazy, but it's like you start seeing little things happening, and to me, they're like like not triggers, they're like alerts, alarms. And I'm like, that could be bad. You know, like okay, we're pumping more money into ice. That's bad. Like, oh, there's gonna be 10,000 more people. Oh, I'm starting to see videos of people like brandishing AKs, like full assault rifles on the street, walking the streets, you know? But
Hmm.
it's like, are you guys paying attention to the little cues? Because, like, yeah, the big cue of like, oh, January 6th happened, but it's like, what led to the January 6th? What led to the ICE
Yeah,
thing?
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Marco Rubio being like, I saw that conference and they played them again, one on top of the other, where he's like, "Oh, I never said they have full immunity," and then it cuts to the other scene. They have full immunity. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" So it's like just 2 weeks ago, he's like, "They have full
That was
immunity,"
JD
and then today
Vance.
he's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, JD Vance, yeah. I saw the two things, bro," and you're just like, "You're just lying now.
yeah.
Like, why do you think we got here?"
Hmm.
So it's like all these little signals. It's like, guys, you got to
It
read this
has to
writing on the
start. It has
wall.
to start. Like the fix has to start from the top. People have to realize.
Right. But I think Civil War the movie is going to play itself out.
Hmm.
I didn't like in the beginning, like when it first came out. When did that? 2024 or something? We saw it together in theaters or something.
Yeah.
Remember? And then it was like, yeah, but that's a hypothetical situation, you know. And
Hmm.
then it's like all these little steps are like, oh, we're moving towards that. We're moving towards that. Like Kamala Harris being like, oh, Trump is like Hitler. It's like, yeah, that's rhetoric. But now we're like, oh, these are actual things. Like, let's look at the statistic. Like, not statistics. Let's look at the math, bro. You
Yeah.
just
The
added more
stats.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you're like, I don't know. I fully see. Unless they impeach him, you're gonna see Civil War the movie play itself out. You're gonna have certain cities that are like, okay, they're kind of safe, but then like if you're in the middle, you're like, watch out.
Hmm.
What do you think? Like, you think we're still too far from that, or do you think like, all right, questions? Do you think there's an e-brake? Can we stop this right now?
Uh, for them, for Americans,
Yeah. We're talking America. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, what's the e-brake?
As the midterms,
But that's
unless
so far away. That's so far away, bro.
unless they
Even if they're
internally
midterms, like, what are you gonna do?
unless they internally impeach him. Yeah,
Okay, so
which is what
when are the midterms?
end of this year.
End of this year, bro.
Yeah,
It's the third week of January.
yeah.
Okay, so I can't count on the midterms. The only thing is like an impeachment. But okay, let's play this out. Let's play this out. Because I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying like
Sure.
system, like looking at it systematically. I'm like I think the movie is inevitable
Hmm.
given everything.
Right. Right. Right.
Like you're going to see this happen in America, and the reason why is like let's say they do impeach him, he's not going to go out without a fight. You don't think ICE is going to be like, bro, put him back, or the MAGA is going to be like, bro, you're like, he did so good.
Yeah, that's the only. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be tough because you have to convince. I don't know. Yeah, that still will be tough. Yeah, because you're dealing with other
So
people that are super in love with this guy.
right, that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
I don't think there's an e-break, bro.
Hmm.
You can impeach him, but I think there's gonna be crazy backlash off the impeachment. He's gonna
Hmm.
lie about something. He's be like, "Yeah, this is because of this." The only, the only thing that I can see as an e-break is you release the Epstein files. You unredact everything and you put it out there. Because if you
Hmm.
find out that he's like crazy, that could dissolve his base.
I don't know.
Really?
No, these kinds
Oh, that's
of this
crazy.
kind of level of
Like love and loyalty?
love. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If they're like, what are there pictures of him in there with like little kids? You don't think they'll be like, you're like, ah, people do it. What are they gonna say, bro?
Yeah. People. No, there was something else. I remember someone else saying, like those, grab him by the
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
those things that he was saying. Someone said, he was a Democrat then.
Oh, they like tried to switch it up.
Yeah.
Okay. But okay, sure. But those are just words. Let's say they're just because that's what I've been hearing. Like people are like, oh, he's just a man's man. He's just a normal
Yeah. Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But if you see pictures, the only thing is like that's AI, bro. They're trying to mess me up because of the AI. Like you think like even if they saw like Trump with little kids that they'd be like, yeah, still love him.
Hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. That is done.
Yeah.
If that if that e-brake doesn't work, I've seen file e-brake. That's funny. If that e-brake doesn't work, it's done. Like that's full implosion
Yeah.
because you are going to see war on the streets. Okay, question number two: do you think that they will use those crazy weapons that they use in Venezuela against their own citizens? The discombobulator or whatever you said.
Well, now this is now it comes down to the military to use their
Yes,
brains and not do that
this is what I
against their
mean.
own citizens.
This is exactly what I mean. Okay, cool. So like you hit the nail on the head with what I was thinking about. So it comes down to the person. So
Hmm.
Stephen Greer was saying that if they release the UFO, if they try and do like a new world order, take over the world kind of thing with UFOs, it's up to the individual to stand down,
Hmm.
right? Do you think the military is in a place to stand down?
If it's against their own citizens, it's possible.
They're like, I didn't take this oath for that. This is
Yeah.
not what I wanted. Okay. Or is there a civil war within the military too then? Because then some people like stand down, like, I didn't take this oath for this. And they're like, no, we respect the presidency. Like, do you think
Mm,
that there'll be a civil war within the army as well?
could be.
Holy crap, bro.
There's
So
already
now
some
you're
people
just,
that left already.
yeah, yeah,
Military
yeah, yeah.
leaders. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So you have a civil war within your people, you have a civil war within your army. What are we doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Trump tried with like, let's distract everyone by going to Venezuela. It didn't work, you know? So it's like, like, there's not, I don't see anything that can steer them off this course.
Hmm.
Because even if the military was like divided, or like unless the military unanimously was like, we're gonna stop this. That's the yeah, okay, cool. Like that will reset things, and they have to vote. But like, I think that there are people in the military who are divided,
Hmm.
and if that's the case, there's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
Could America look like Egypt in the future? Like how it's like, or like not just Egypt, but there's other places like Baghdad or like Iraq.
I mean, it's possible. Sure.
Dude, wouldn't that be crazy? Because what's his name? Frost Hobby was talking about Iran, and he was like, back in the day, Iran was like the New York City of the world, but
Hmm.
it got bombed to the Stone Ages, because so many wars happened there. And now when we think about Iran, you're like, oh, I don't want to go there. It's like it's destroyed. So like, is that what we're facing? You're like, hey, you want to go to New York, bro? It's destroyed. What are you talking about?
Hmm.
And then the kids of the next generation, because like that's what we're seeing, right? You and I, like, we grew up through the internet, we grew up through like watching this thing play out. But like, let's say kids who are born in 7 years, they're gonna be like, oh, America's always been a wasteland.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how quickly do we forget? You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
this is literally what we're describing here is literally the fall of the Roman Empire, bro.
Right.
And I think this is it.
Hmm.
Do you agree?
It could be. Yeah.
Wow, what are you holding on to? What do you think that is like? Because I'm curious. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just like, but everything I'm saying is like, it was backed by something. Like, it wasn't my idea. I'm just like looking at all the things. I'm like, that guy makes the most sense. Like I read that book, Changing World Empires. We talked about that years ago when I
Yeah.
read that,
Hmm.
and it's like now it's playing itself out, and it's
Hmm.
like, okay, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So like, what do you see, or are you listening to somebody that's like counter to this? Or is it just like you love them so much that you're just like holding out hope?
No, no, no. I think if better heads prevail, that's the only thing I'm hoping on. Them.
Okay, but you already you already talked about like the divide still. So even if like people wake up to it, there's still people who haven't woken up to it.
Hmm.
We talked about that guy who like was saved by a colored person and he's still being racist. You're like, bro, that guy just saved you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know?
Hmm.
So like what do you like what is the thing? You just believe in like better heads prevailing?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, but they just killed a man in cold blood.
Hmm.
Two people, three people now.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
so like, what is your resolution here? What do you foresee as a resolution?
I think they're gonna resend the ice from Minnesota.
Okay, and then they're just gonna take them all out of every. They're just gonna disband ICE, kind of thing.
No, they're not gonna, I don't know if they're disbanding ice. It's just letting things cool down a bit. What happened? Like weren't they in California, and then what happened from there? I don't hear
I don't know.
too much
Probably
news
because
about California because of the big
yeah,
news from Minnesota, right?
yeah. So I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's
So
like,
I feel like they need to take because all these videos are not good. Not good for Trump. Not good for anybody. So they would have to take them out of Minnesota.
okay, and but then that becomes a precedent. You take them out of one, you take them out of all, because then other countries, like LA, is gonna be like, take them out of ours too.
Yeah, they can say that. They've been saying that.
Right, right, right. Right. So is that what's gonna happen? Like, are they just gonna slowly pull back ICE?
Maybe.
Okay, if they do that, I can see that being an e-break as well.
Hmm.
If they, yeah, I could see that. I could see that without total destruction. If they pull back ICE from everywhere, because there's no like law enforcement training for ICE, you just sign up online. So it's like I can
Yeah, they're
see
just Proud Boys.
how, yeah. So I can see how, yes, that might start to like fix things.
Hmm.
But at that point, you're going against the president because the president said to put them in there. You're going against his word.
Hmm.
See what I mean? So it's like now that's like it's not an impeachment point, but it's like a loss of confidence.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Okay, okay, yeah, fair, fair. If I'll look for that signal, if we start seeing them pull out, I'm like, okay, maybe you guys can survive this one. That's a
We'll
good
see.
point. That's a good point. You're right. That's a good point. That's a good point because you're losing your power. But at that point, like Trump's gonna be gone soon then.
Hmm.
Because if you start pulling him out, it's like, oh, you're just defying the president now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um, okay, final thing. Did you see the Davos event?
Yeah.
What do you think? Did you see Carney's speech?
Yes.
Or what do you think? Actually, before I say my thing, because like you might have thought different.
No, no, no. Very good speech.
Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm like, that's our guy, bro. That's our guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
But okay, so with his speech and like with the way things are going, my prediction is again, it's like Canada's going to be the arm of Asia. Like I feel like that's how they're going to penetrate the Western market through like Canada,
Hmm.
you know? And then like, do you see the thing about like Canada's considering becoming part of the EU? I didn't know how real that was, but I saw something about it.
I don't know what that really means. Think we already have trade
Oh,
deals with the EU, so I don't know that.
like maybe we take on the
I don't
euro?
think we're
I
gonna
don't know.
be. I don't think we're part of like the European Union. I don't think that that's the case. I just think in
True,
trade
because that'd be
ways,
too far.
which
Yeah,
trade is
okay, yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, cool. So new prediction. I really think that Canada's going to become like the shining star on the hill, like in 10 years.
I think it was time for somebody to say something. I think it was. That's why the speech was because nobody was saying what Carney said. Nobody was trying to
Yeah,
and it had to be Canada because we're right next to the Americans.
totally. Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. And you know what's crazy about that speech too? He said it in such an intelligent way that
Yeah.
only if you were intelligent, you understood what he was saying.
Yeah.
So people are like, well, what's the story he's talking about? It's
Hmm.
like, no, no, bro. Like you have to see the metaphor, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know? So do you think that Canada will become like everyone's like, oh, I want to go to New York. Everyone's gonna be like, I want to go to Canada. I want to go to BC. I want to go to Toronto. That's where it's happening now.
Hmm.
Do you think, or no? You think America will still be like the go-to spot?
Still is the go-to spot.
No, come on, really?
Yeah, it is.
You think so?
Yeah.
But like Vegas is they're closing hotels.
Yeah, Vegas. I'm saying like San Francisco, New York.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand
What do you
that.
mean, like because of innovation? Like you're
Yeah,
saying, because of those places for innovation.
yeah. Not saying
Okay,
that
maybe they'll.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that Toronto's not on the market. I think it is. It will be, but as of right now.
Right, right. I'm saying like in 10 years. I think that sure there'll be those like outliers like San Francisco, like you said. I think New York's done. Like I don't think New York's gonna be yeah, I don't know. Like it seems like they're going through some stuff too. San Francisco maybe because I haven't heard anything crazy about it. LA's done. Nobody's like, I want to go to LA.
Hmm.
They're like, oh, that place is crazy, you know? And I think New York's following suit. You're gonna be like, dude, that place is crazy.
Hmm.
So like maybe San Francisco, but it'll be like those very small outliers. But I think it'll be like, yeah, I'm going to San Francisco. Oh, that's cool. But America's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Before it was like, I'm going to San Francisco. Oh, that's sick. Period.
Right.
But now you're like, America's kind of crazy though. You
Hmm.
know? So like, I feel like Canada will be like that place where everyone's like, I'm going to Canada. Sick, bro. Canada's awesome. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we had like the hierarchy, like US, Canada, Mexico. I think it's be like Canada, US, Mexico. Literally, as you go more and more south, it gets like worse and worse, you know? Not that Mexico is bad. I'm just saying, like the economy. You're just like, oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I think we're in a good position. Would you move if you were in America? Final question. Would you move if you were in America? Like, let's say this was happening in Canada. Would you move? Like, all right, I'm gonna
Uh,
figure out where to go next.
Probably not.
Really? So you'd stay, eh? You'd be
Yeah.
one of those like Minnesotans that stay and like, even if they were going door to door.
Hmm.
Wow, I'd move.
Because if you're
I'd
moving, there's
that's
no one there
crazy.
to help fix it.
That was my thought as well. That was my thought as well. But at the same time, I am not patriotic like that, bro. Like I'm looking at like quality of life.
Sure.
Because you're
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
There'd be nowhere to fix it, but it's just like, bro, it's a weird hellhole, you know?
Sure.
Because think about this. Like during the time when like Iran was like going down, Italy, Scotland, you know, all the people that emigrated from like their country to
Sure.
America in the beginning, you know, like a lot of immigration happened. Those people were set up nice because they saw the thing and they moved like first mover advantage, you know?
Yeah, a lot of them that could move had money to move, first of all, right?
You wouldn't have money. I'm saying like,
No, 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 that they had the privilege to move out.
right. But what you said was I would stay because there's nobody there to fix it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, I would move because I would have the money to move, bro. Like
Right.
if you're stuck, you're stuck.
Yeah.
Like,
The stock is
you know?
different, and yeah, then if you do
No, that's
have
what I said.
money
Like
and
if you,
choosing to stay is different too.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so would you stay or would you move?
I'd probably stay.
Wow. Even if you had the resources to move?
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Hmm.
Why? Because you believe it. Like, well, but then you run the risk of being like the people that stayed behind. You're like, oh, how's it going? You're like, I can't pay for food. I'm like in these grocery lines all day.
Hmm.
You would sit through that. You'd be like, yeah, I'm at the food bank. Like, there's only one chicken on the menu. Like, literally, I've been listening to these podcasts about people who, like, at the time of, like, Venezuela, when, or is it Venezuela or like, I think it's Venezuela. There's a guy who was talking about it, and he was saying that, like, during the high inflation time, they had to line up for, like, chickens, and there'd only be, like, four, and then you'd have to, like, buy it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Right.
Dude, I wouldn't do that. Why am I here?
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But you would? You'd be like, yeah, let me line up for this chicken.
I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah, sure.
Dude, that's crazy. Why? Because of like emotions? Is that
No,
it?
no, 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 no. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what I'll do in that scenario. This you didn't explain it that level.
No, that's what
Like,
I
am
mean.
I
No,
waiting?
that's what. No, no, that's what I mean. I'm saying like
See,
if
I
you
didn't have
see it.
that part. I'm just thinking of it like from what's happening now.
Oh, right. But I'm thinking like, what are the domino effects? What like we gotta see it before it hits,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. I need to know the full scenario then. If you're saying those other things, it's a different
No,
scenario,
but
right?
well, we just talked about how like America's like it's facing civil war.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is if, like you said, cooler heads prevail.
Yeah.
But I'm not relying on that.
Mm-hmm.
So given the situation, would you move? Like we just talked about, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
likely going to face a civil war, bro.
Right.
Like
Right.
imagine you're in that and like what are you gonna take a gun? You're gonna like protect your home? Like you're gonna protect your home and shoot at the people that want to
Mm-hmm.
invade? Like, I want to be there for that. That's
Right.
crazy. If
Yeah.
you don't have the means to move, okay, you have to stay. You have to
Yeah.
fight. But like if I was in Ukraine and I saw Russia coming in, I'd be like, it's time to move, guys. It's time to move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not that patriotic, bro. Like,
But
I
you
don't know.
wouldn't be able to though.
No, I'd see the signs before they're like, seems like they're really encroaching on us. Seems like they're interested. I would move before it got bad. Like once it gets bad, you're like, oh, I can't move.
But I
There's
don't think that's what
no
happened. I think
moving.
they encroached
Like
like right
overnight.
away. Yeah.
No, but I'm sure there was signs, bro. Like oh, that's kind of weird. He keeps talking about this. That's kind of weird that they. I mean, I guess we're seeing it right now. Like Trump is constantly talking about taking over Canada.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like until you see mobilization, there's nothing to worry about because you are dealing with internal conflicts on your own. How can you like for me, like if they were thriving, like
Sure.
If there was no like Russia, like it's a totalitarian state, so it's like your citizens can't do anything. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like, if it was that situation, I'd be worried. But I'm watching you guys fight an internal conflict. How can you fight an external one? Like, where are your army people gonna go? You only have like X amount. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
So that's why I'm not worried. But like, if they were solidified and they're like, wow, can't like America seems very like white nationalist now, and now Trump is talking about taking over Canada. Now I'd start consider moving,
Right. Right.
right? Like I'm trying to see it before it happens. So
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
so all right, given all that, would you still stay?
Given all that.
Like everything you're thinking about, you're like, dude, looks like there's a civil war happening. I don't know if there's an e-break here,
Hmm. It's possible.
or
Yeah.
at least move states. I would at least move states. You know, like you don't have to move the country, but like I'd probably leave Minnesota.
Hmm.
Or would you stay in Minnesota? You'd be like, no, 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 it's my
Well,
road, bro.
I mean, Minnesota's a different thing. I wouldn't choose to be in Minnesota, but that's different.
Doesn't mean like, but what if your house was there or something?
Hmm.
I'd probably go like live with family in like a different place
Right.
for a bit,
Yeah.
you know?
Hmm.
So that's what I mean, like constitutes moving. So like, would you stay? Or I mean, they're heroes for staying. Don't get me wrong, like that's great. I just don't feel that sense. So
Right.
call that cowardice, but I'm like, is that or is that just like good sense?
Yeah, you can go both ways, depending on what kind of story you want to
No,
tell
totally,
yourself.
totally.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So well, how would you play out the situation?
With the current situation right now in Minnesota,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
we're talking
Like
about
let's say
future.
you get a no, 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 current. You're like, oh, there's a home here. Okay, they brought in the National Guard. That's pretty good.
Maybe it comes back to state rights then, right? National Guard. They push
Maybe,
out
maybe,
ICE.
maybe. But then, but you would still stay in that situation as it's like tumultuous or turbulent.
Mm. So where would I go? Canada?
No, no, like well, you don't have to go that crazy. You don't have to
Oh,
immigrate.
okay.
If you had the capability, that'd be awesome. But like,
Mm.
I would at least move to like Seattle because Seattle's close enough to Vancouver. So
But
it's like
shouldn't
if
I go
things
to a
get too
Republican
crazy,
state?
why? Oh, because then there's no
ICE
ice.
is going towards Democrat states.
Yeah, maybe that's a good point. That's a good point. But you're also brown, so
Hmm.
unless you're cool with carrying papers, but I'd be like, seems a little weird. Seems a little weird that I need my passport.
Right. A city
I saw a video of like
in a
Chinese
Republican
people, and I was
state.
like, well, what?
A city in Republican state. Normally is
That's where you
Democrat.
go.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So you would go to a Republican state,
Yeah, generally the cities are Democrats within even a Republican state.
but so there's no ice in those cities.
That's not where they're sending them. They're
Oh,
sending
that's
them to
crazy.
Democrat states.
Okay, that's crazy. Okay, so
Like, if you haven't
that's a
seen
pretty
any
good move,
videos
right?
from Texas where it would make sense to be there because it's right by the Mexican border.
Right, right. It's like you're hiding in plain sight is what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
That's a pretty smart move, actually. I didn't think about that. That's pretty good. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Okay, fair, fair. Yeah.
But in general,
I,
if I was to be in America, I would move to Hawaii. I'm
oh
far
yeah,
away.
yeah. Nobody's going there. Yeah, nobody's going there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, nobody's going there, bro. What
Mm.
ice agents? Like these Hawaiians will fight you, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Like, are there any ice agents in Hawaii? That
No,
makes
because
no
no,
sense,
it
bro.
wouldn't make no because that's far
That's so
away.
far. You're
That's
like
so
fly
far.
there for like 7 hours just to like kick out immigrants. Like, what are you saying, bro?
Well, it'd be very difficult for an alien immigrant to get there. First of all.
True, true. Okay, that's a good move. Yeah, yeah. Minnesota, just fly to Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm cool with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. All right. Um, what a crazy thought experiment. Any any final thoughts about our changing world order? Oh, wait. Actually, um, yeah. Do you see like is this the new world order? Like Canada, like China, like are you seeing a reshaping of the new world order, like Carney said, or is this more like he was being hyperbolic?
No, no, I think he's right. I think middle powers have to work together,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
true, and I think that's what's going to be happening
Like
from
for
now
the
on.
future, like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
move forward. Yeah,
From
yeah,
now
yeah.
on,
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree. I agree. And like
There's no
honestly, he's an
more.
economist.
He said it very well. Yeah, there's. You can't. I think is that was the mistake that was done through the past, relying on one country to do the
Yeah,
protection and things like that. We have to have our
yeah,
own.
yeah, yeah. And what he said too about like we can't mourn for the past. We need to move forward
Hmm.
with strategy. It's like okay,
Yeah,
that's it's done. The whole
yeah,
world's done.
yeah.
I think that was a crazy signal on his behalf to be like openly like the old world is done. We can't mourn for it. We need to strategize for the future. I was like, honestly,
This is a speech he
that's
wrote. Yeah, that's what I
oh
heard.
really?
Yeah,
He wrote it himself?
yeah,
That's even better. Like, damn, this guy's a legend.
yeah. I
But
think
like, what
that
do you
I think he
expect?
was setting it up. It was. I think they tried to negotiate with Trump as much as they could. I remember those first few
Yeah, of course, yeah. And
months
people
when
were
he
like
went to meet
sad
him.
about him. People were like, "Oh, elbows down." Remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he's like,
I don't
you don't
think
come into a negotiation hot, bro."
exactly, and I think this was elbows up for sure.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Because I
Yeah, I
think
agree.
he did whatever he could do, and this guy is acting like a tyrant. So
Yeah,
he talked like he made those deals with China and Qatar, and then Davos happened.
yeah. You know what's actually really crazy about that? It's like that is what you'd expect from like a CEO,
Hmm.
like at a company, like let's say Apple. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
no offense to Trudeau, love him. You gave us Serb. Forever, I'll be indebted to you for Serb. You were Batman. But like, if you look at the way he conducted himself relative to Mark Carney, I'm like, Mark Carney presents himself like a CEO, like very measured. Yeah, he has human moments, but like he doesn't seem like lost.
Hmm.
Trudeau felt lost to me. Like he just kept like regurgitating the same like um rhetoric, you know? Like COVID's bad. We all need to have our shots. Did you have your
No,
shots?
I
These people
think
are bad. We're like, come on, bro.
I think Trudeau was there at the right time, and he had to deal with COVID. Nobody
No,
wants to deal
but
with
like
COVID. But I
remember
think
when
that
Dan
by the end of it, it was time for him to go.
yeah, exactly. And it was like the trucker thing to me was like I was against that. I was like, that's weird. You're freezing their bank accounts. That's crazy.
Hmm.
You know? And he seems like that's why I call him Batman. He seemed like a little playboy. You know, he's like Bruce Wayne, you
Hmm.
know? But like Harney feels like I would hire you to solve my problem as a
And
company.
that's technically what we did.
No, that's exactly what I mean. Like not only Canada did that, UK did that, and then he came back, became prime minister to solve the problem. Like he presents himself like
Yeah,
doesn't
I
present
want to
himself
show
like he
you.
is.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the. This is before he ran for prime minister, or just
Oh, okay,
before
no.
the interview that he did with John Stewart. I'll show you that after.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll check that out. Yeah. That sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah,
It's an
I'm
interesting one because they do talk a little bit about Venezuela there.
oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
It, I like the way he this is very CEO vibes, very businessman vibes. He's an economist, so what do you expect? But when he was asked the question at Davos, and then he's like, "You asked me a two-pronged question there. I'll answer them systematically." So the first guess, and he broke it down like, "You're actually asking me two questions. So I'm gonna answer the first one, then I'll move into the second one." I was like, "You're laying it out like a business case, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's like what you'd expect in like business school,
Hmm.
you know."
Yeah.
That's why I'm like so stoked. I'm like I remember all those videos of like Trump, like not Trump, sorry, Trudeau, and they ask him a question, and then he just repeats something that had nothing to do with the question, and you're like, come on, bro. Like
Hmm.
especially the tail end of like COVID, I
Sure.
was getting really upset because like it's like they'd ask him like, what do you think about the economy? We need to get the vaccines. You're like, bro, I asked you about the economy. What are you? You know what I mean? Or
Sure.
it's like Carney's like, okay, cool. I'm actively listening and I'm going to answer your question
Yeah, yeah,
in a very intellectual way. I saw these the comments were like, can you dumb it down for like the regular person? I'm like, no, he's an intellectual, bro.
yeah.
You know, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not like I'm on the Carney train because I'm like,
Sure,
this
sure.
is a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
legit. Like people are like, oh, you just like no, like literally just pay attention.
Yeah, no,
You know?
I see it all the time. I watch like all these other TikTok lives who are super conservative, don't like
Yeah.
Carney.
You're like, why?
That's why I always impose my questions or the way that I type something. It's just funny the way I do it. I have a laugh at it, how they try to answer these
Okay.
things. But
Because they're
it's
not intelligent. They're not really thinking about it.
no, no.
Yeah. People are nuts, bro. But you know what? As long as your leader's solid, you won't be crazy. If your leader is a reality TV
I think
star,
he's yeah, he will win if he even runs right now. He'll be a majority for Carney.
if he runs again, what do you say?
No, I mean he like even after the speech, it was very popular amongst Canadians. So
Oh, okay.
he will be.
Oh, so if he like runs again? I don't
Yeah,
understand how this
because we're
voting
right now
system
we're
works.
still a minority government, right? We don't have a majority. He doesn't have
Oh, okay.
full 5 years technically.
Oh, interesting. He's like an interim CEO. They're like, let's see what you can do.
Sort of, yeah. And I think that's what the minority government was. I feel like if he runs right now, he would get the majority.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's doing us like really well. Like,
Yeah, and I think he might still get it if a couple of conservatives switch over, and if they believe in what he's saying. That's why some of them did switch over, because you
yeah,
don't want to keep like he's doing a lot of the
like
conservative
deliberating.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They don't want to deliberate too long. It's like because then you have to like we have to vote on it, blah blah.
yeah,
But if
yeah,
he
yeah.
has like the full thing, he's got more power.
Yeah, to get things done.
I think that's a great way to like because they always say like Canada's like the little brother of America. I think the way we're doing it is like really good. There's no terms. There is terms, but it's like it can be like infinite. You know,
Hmm.
like Trudeau was there for like what 8 years or something, or
Yeah, I
how
think
many years?
almost 10 years. No, I don't know.
Almost 10 years. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So like if they're doing a good job, keep them. You know, but also
hmm,
have checks and balances. Like I think Canada's solid, bro.
yeah,
Like as a kid, I was like, oh, why are we in Canada? Why are we not in America? But now I'm like, no, Canada's the place to be, bro. It
yeah.
like
I
had to
think
glow up.
parliamentarian. This is how parliamentarian democracy system works. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
yeah.
All right. Anyways, I guess that's it. Till next week, we'll see how things shake out. Hopefully, there's no more killings. That's a crazy thing to say. Like, hopefully, there's no more killings by ICE. Yeah. Um, but yeah, definitely facing a new world. Yeah. Till next time.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Vish.
Peace.
Bye. All right. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all those fun things, and check out our sponsors: Zenro Clothing Co., Portian Bakery, and Podbean. Take it easy, Vish.
Peace.